On this week's episode of Giving Up the Ghost podcast, we recorded at Lower Fort Garry in October during their ghost walking tours. Have you ever wondered if the veil between our world and the spectral realm is thinner in places steeped in history and strife? Lower Fort Garry Historical Park in Manitoba, Canada may be one such place. A location with a rich and tumultuous past, where the echoes of bygone eras seem to linger, whispering tales of the supernatural and uncanny. Our journey begins in the early 19th century. Lower Fort Garry, established in 1831, served as a trading post for the Hudson's Bay Company. Its stone walls, built to withstand potential attacks, instead bore silent witness to countless tales of human drama, conflict, and resilience. But it's not the living history that has drawn ghost enthusiasts to this site. It's the stories of those long since passed. Tales of spectral figures and eerie sounds have been associated with Lower Fort Garry since its earliest days. The first documented ghostly encounter dates back to the mid-19th century. Employees reported seeing spectral woman, clad in Victorian attire, wandering the fort's grounds. Her identity remains a mystery, but her presence has been felt by many over the years. As we move into the late 19th century, Lower Fort Garry became a haven for the sick during a severe smallpox outbreak. The fort's big house was transformed into a makeshift hospital, and it is here that many met their untimely end. Thomas Slack, an officer in charge of the prison, was said to have taken his own life in what is now the warehouse building. Visitors and staff alike have reported an unshakable feeling of unease in the big house, with some even claiming to have heard the faint sounds of coughing and moaning. The 20th century brought a new era for Lower Fort Garry. It served as a training ground for the Northwest Mounted Police, a mental institution, and finally, a historical site. Each phase of its life has left an indelible mark on the fort, adding layers to its ghostly lore. During its time as a mental institution, patients reported seeing ghostly apparitions and hearing unexplained noises. Even after it became a historical site, the eerie incidents didn't cease. Visitors often speak of feeling a sudden chill or hearing whispers when no one is around. To summarize Lower Fort Garry, historical park's haunted history is as rich and diverse as its past. So if you ever find yourself in Manitoba, perhaps a visit to Lower Fort Garry is in order. Who knows what echoes of the past you might encounter? For more creepy, cool ghost stories, listen to Giving Up the Ghost podcast.